Someone grabs your freebie. You get a little notification, a new subscriber. You do a little happy dance. And then what? Most of the time, nothing. They sit in your email list. You send one email that says, here's your download, or think we're done. We don't even follow up. You ghost them because we're so busy that we don't have the time. Then we complain that we don't have leads. And let's fix that because that freebie wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. And hey, if already some of this sounds like the kind of conversation that your business is actually needing, make sure you follow the podcast so you don't miss what's coming next. And next episode drops every Thursday, and I promise they'll actually make you want to show up for your business again. If I had €1 every time I would hear, yes, I have a freebie. And then I would say, so have you been following up? Oh, no. Well, okay. Let's seriously talk about what's happening after somebody signs up for your freebie. And I know you might know what I'm about to say because the tiny moment when someone says, yes, I want this thing from you, that is gold. Gold. That is the warmest lead you will ever have in that moment. And that moment is gone. But most service providers, they don't treat it like gold, unfortunately. Yes, it's true that there are many people looking for freebies, and we call these freebie seekers, if you're not into marketing, but this is how we call them. But what if you're avoiding someone that really needs something from you? That they actually do need help from you. Some businesses treat these people like a transaction. And, something like, here's your PDF and have a nice life. Or worse, they over explain. They immediately pitch. They flood people with a welcome to my universe, emails that feel like a newsletter that maybe nobody asked for. And you know what I mean. And if that's you, don't worry. We've all done it before. I've done it. But today we're talking about how to turn that quiet moment, the post freebie moment, into an actual connection. So the first thing we got to do is understand the why the first follow-up is everything. So imagine this. You walk into a store, someone gives you a sample, and you say, whoa, this is really good. And they just turn around and walk away. No smile, like want to see more, just poof, gone, and that's it. And I know you've done it before. You've gone to the supermarket, you've done that, you've tried that sample, and you're like, okay, thank you, bye. And you're leaving. So don't pretend we haven't, right? But that's what most people that search for freebies actually do. And that's how it actually feels like. And here's what I should, or well, this is how I'd see that we should all to try and do something instead. So that first follow-up email should make them feel like, oh, I didn't just grab a resource. I met a real person, you know? I mean, especially right now in the AI kind of world, you want it to feel like a real human, not a system, not an automation, but a moment. So let's do that, please. Okay. Let's try and be more human when we have that first connection. Now, the second thing is what you should actually say after the freebie. So here's what I want you to do after they actually do download. So first you will acknowledge the win, right? You're going to say something like, hey, you just took the first step. That's huge. Not enough people do this. You want to make them feel that you get it immediately. Second thing, you're going to say the why. Introduce your why. Don't just explain the freebie again. Nobody wants to read the freebie again. Tell them what it means for them, why it matters, why now. Now, the third thing that you will actually do is Set the next step. Let them know what to expect. A follow up email tomorrow, maybe a little story how they actually can use the freebie, something extra, a soft invitation. Tell them where this is going. The more people know, the better they know what is the end, what is going to come. And people actually do appreciate it, to be honest. Um, and here's the biggie: talk like you. And I've said this 1,000 times. I know I have. But I still need to remember you because I still come across a lot of content that does not feel authentic or like a real person. So talk like you, talk like a real person, not like a template. Let me give you an example here. Instead of saying, attach is your free guide. For more information, please let me know. Potato, really. I mean, that is not going to move anything. But if you say something like, here's your guide, it's short, but it will challenge you to look at your business in a new way. I use the same process with my private clients. So take your time with it. Much better, don't you think? I would definitely be like, okay, she's used it with clients. Okay, maybe I give it a try. Why not? Right? Okay. Number three, what most people get wrong in nurture emails. So let's go back here and let's be honest. Nurture emails have a very bad reputation. Most of them feel like they're either trying to prove they're smart, they're either selling from email number one or explaining their entire life story in the welcome sequence. And that is not what we actually want, right? If you're doing that, we got to stop it. People aren't opening your emails because they love reading your long intros. No, they don't. They're opening actually to figure out, how can this person actually help me? How can I trust them? How can they get to what I'm how can they actually get what I'm going through? All these sort of things need to be answered between these email sequences, no matter as many as you have. Okay. And that is it. You have to solve these three things. I'm going to repeat them again. Can this person help me? Do I trust them? Do they get what I'm going through? And that is it. That is just it. Your nurture emails don't need to teach everything. They just need to move the relationship a little bit forward, and you're going to do it very subtly, really subtly. Okay. Drop a tip, tell a story, ask a question, make them feel like you're showing up for them, not for you. Because in the end, people know that you're going to be asking for something, not just to open your freebie or have an open rate. No, you want to show them where this is all going to. Okay. Now, the fourth thing that we're going to be talking about is when you should actually pitch, because I know this is the biggest question that most people have when they're creating freebies. So, when is it that I actually can actually pitch to somebody that is getting my freebie? There's so many different ways. If you have a beautiful flow of emails that is getting somebody that doesn't actually know your business, right? You're getting them along, you're building that relationship through these words because you wrote them, of course. And you can have the help of AI, okay? You can have that help. But there are different techniques that you can actually use. Right now, I'm going to give you the rule that I actually follow. So don't pitch until until you've actually fully believe that you have connected. And what I'm saying is that I'm not saying for you to wait forever, but ask yourself, have I shown them that I get their problem? Have I made them feel understood? Have I given something useful without strings? Because we give something, but we always want something in return. And after that, then yes, share your offer. Let me go back a little bit. I'm going to repeat them for you in case you are distracted or you're walking your dog or you're doing whatever you're doing or you're cleaning your home, whatever it is. I don't know, or you're driving or anything. These are the questions that you should ask yourself before you actually make a pitch. I'm not saying it forever, okay? I'm not saying it is forever. Have I shown them that I get their problem? Have I made them feel understood? Have I given them something useful without strings? Okay. And if that is yes, then share your offer. Not like a push, but just like a next step. You can say things like, hey, if you're liking this, I got a full guide that helps you take you further. Or you can even go a little bit further and say, hey, if you're liking this and you're wondering if you should explore more options, why not hop on a free discovery call with me and see if we're a good fit? Simple, clean, and honest. Okay, and if you want help with what to actually say in those emails, that is exactly what I talk about every day inside of my daily emails. They're not boring, they're not complicated to apply or get. They're real things that I've learned about messaging and marketing and connection, and one short email at a time. And if you want to read emails that actually make you think and help you grow, you can just DM me the word daily on Instagram at Veronica DiPolo, or head to the link in the description where you can actually sign up. Okay. But before I go, your freebie isn't the end. It is the moment someone says, okay, I'm open to hearing more. Now, it is your job to make them feel like that was a great decision. It is your job to make them feel heard. You don't need to have a complicated strategy. You don't need a 9-part email sequence. You just need to be clear, consistent, and real. And hey, next episode, my friends, you don't want to miss it because we are going there. Next episode is called You Are Not Boring. You just sound like everyone else. And if you've been showing up, you've been posting, you're talking about what you do, and you're still not standing out, that one is going to hit. So hit follow. And if you haven't already, do that right now. Okay. I'm going to see you same time, same place next week. Bye bye.